Hello everyone, my name is the Phawx. Today I'll be looking at the GM300 mouse by Gamesir. Thank you very much to Gamesir for providing this for me to review. In the event you aren't familiar with Gamesir, they got their name from making quality game controllers for Android phones. They've recently started making PC accessories such as the GK300 wireless gaming keyboard I've reviewed in the past, the GK300 being an incredibly well-made wireless keyboard that I am still using currently. Now, does the GM300 wireless mouse live up to my high expectations? Mostly yes. Let's review. Let's start with the build quality of the GM300. When talking about build, I'm specifically referring to the overall design, operation, and quality. And mostly Gamesir knocked it out of the park here. The Omron mechanical switches are a pleasure to use and super satisfying to click. Additionally, I'm not an MMO player. I'm not looking for 18 buttons on a mouse to assign hotkeys. What I am looking for is easy, intuitive buttons on a mouse placed in sensible locations and accounting for ambidextrous use cases, i.e. for right-handed and left-handed people. Gamesir employs a suite of guided holes and magnets to fashion your mouse grip to your preference. This is one area that I wish Gamesir included additional finishes or additional sets of pieces. However, what is on offer should satisfy 95% of people regardless if they are left-handed or right-handed, and whatever type of grip they prefer on their mouse. My particular favorite configuration is what's shown currently. One last part worth mentioning here is the transceiver carrying case and the magnetized weights. With regard to the magnetized carrying case, it serves its function a little too well, and I would advise caution when trying to pull this piece out. Regarding the adjustable weight, there isn't a wealth of weight adjustment options. You literally have 12 grams to work with, 6 grams on each side. I just didn't feel enough of a difference regardless of one on each side, so for me it was either all in or all out. I wish there were more weight options here and divisible by 3 grams each. One extremely nice feature is having the ability to directly connect the mouse via USB-C and turning the wireless function on the mouse off. You can then use your GM300 as a direct attached wired mouse, not even just for battery purpose, but if you ever felt you needed the absolute lowest latency, much like having the ability to switch the mouse from right-handed to left-handed, you also have the ability of switching from fully wired to fully wireless. This is easily one of my favorite features. Before we segue from this topic, when you plug a USB-C cable in, the GM300 will automatically disconnect from the wireless transceiver and begin charging. Gamesir says it takes 2 hours to go from 5% to 100% battery, but doesn't list how long battery life is. I had to use the GM300 for a week, 9 hours a day, and it was still running. Brightness on my LEDs is set to the lowest, however, which is going to be the biggest area of power draw. Expect a few days to a few weeks of battery life depending on brightness preference. Let's take a look at the software. Gamesir provides the Gamesir G-Core software suite to customize the GM300 mouse. Looking at the first set of options is honestly the most critical, as it's here that you'll be fine-tuning how you want the mouse to feel. I've set up mine to 1000 Hz polling, which I verified from other software polling sources to be accurate and showing 1 millisecond of latency possible. This is true for both wired and wireless modes, which is fantastic. Back to the G-Core suite, my preference ultimately was using 1200 DPI and a mouse speed of 5. This felt like a good starting point for me, but I have a feeling I'll be revisiting this software after I've been using the mouse for a while. Before we continue, it's worth noting here that all changes you make are stored directly on the mouse itself, so that if you wanted, you could install the G-Core suite in a sandbox, configure your settings, and be done with it. Next, we'll be taking a look at key settings, and here's where you will assign keys however you want, to whatever key you want. Some of the labels in this particular segment could be worded better. For instance, instead of right-click, you have menu button. This is a petty point to make, as it's not critically bad, just a small annoyance. There is logic in this section to purposefully set right and left hand use and invert options automatically, which is nice. Next is the PC peripherals hotness, the RGBs. This particular menu is straightforward. I can quickly show you what the standard colors look like. Most colors are fine. When at max brightness, the colors seem to lose saturation, but when at lowest brightness, they have the appropriate color. Unfortunately, pure white isn't really possible here and comes looking like it has a blue tinge throughout. Pretty unfortunate for me as I wanted to match my keyboard. Next is the macro creator tool, which is pretty straightforward. Create a macro, enter the keys you'd like to record, and assign it to a hotkey. It's a very straightforward process and completely disposable as all settings are stored on board the mouse itself. That concludes my review. For the pros, the ability to physically adjust the mouse to either left or right-handed styles with adjustable pieces, ability to go full wired or full wireless, low latency and high polling options in both wired and wireless modes, excellent Omron switches, stored profiles are on the mouse itself. The cons, not enough weight adjustment options, RGB lighting quality is poor, Magnetic housing for wireless transceiver storage is way too strong, and I wish there were more physical modules or finishes. As always, thank you for your time, and thanks for watching.